Good morning and welcome to the show, and thanks for waking up with us today. We have a couple of people here in the studio I think you need to meet because it's the holiday season. And I don't know about you, but I plan on doing some binge eating. And then, of course, when the new year happens, I'm going to make a resolution and try and lose all that. And the name of the program, Doctor, is Slenderize. Dr.
Yes.
John Netterville and
Emily Carvalho.
Emily Carvalho. Now, Doctor, are you the creator of this program?
Oh, no, I just work with the program.
Okay, you work with the program, but you're a success story for
I
the
am.
program.
I'm still in my beginning journey stages. I was having thyroid issues, which a lot of women do. And in my age group, up
Which
there.
is what, 19 to 25, something like that?
Yeah, or late 40s, early 50s.
Okay.
And I was having hormonal issues and thyroid issues and hadn't been able to lose weight in 2 or 3 years. Had started going to a homeopathic nutritionist, changed my diet, organic eating, all kinds of different things to accommodate that, and pretty much eating dirt. For 6-8 weeks at a time. And my nutritionist was wonderful, but she just said, but just stay on it, just stay on it. And where other people would lose, I wouldn't. Well, then we found out through just genetically and different things with my thyroid, and low temperatures and stuff, that I just couldn't lose.
So some people are genetically predisposed to being
They have a hard time.
They have a hard time.
Yeah.
And so what happened was I was pretty much beside myself. I just got this unrest. I'm like, I'm done just trying to diet, work out in the gym. And even though I'm not extremely heavy, I'm bigger than you think. I'm just tall. I just thought, I will do the pharmaceutical route. So I knew a doctor at my gym, and she was going to put me on Synthroid. And I just didn't want to be on pharmaceuticals. Not that I'm against them. Doctors aren't against them. But a friend of mine, believe it or not, hours later called me from Mississippi and said, Emily, I have the answer. I said, listen, you're going to have to give it to me.
And the answer was Slenderize, is that what I'm hearing?
The answer was Slenderize. I said, you'll have to give it to me. So he drove up from Mississippi, brought me the drops, and
So it's a
ironically,
supplement, is that what it is? Is that what it is?
it's actually a homeopathic. It's plant-based. It has several different plants, and Dr. Netterville can go into that. But it works just at the cellular level. And it helps with your metabolism.
So Dr. John Netterville, I know they call you Dr. J.
Yeah.
I know you're a good ball player too, to have that name. Dr. J, what makes this different from all the other, I get a lot of people who come through this show talking about weight loss programs.
Before I get to that, let me tell you how I got involved with the thing. Here I was, I'm 62 years old, I'd been doing medicine for 35 years, and it was like, okay, what comes next? And along came a company, then somebody brings me another weight loss program. Well, you can imagine somebody bringing an MD a weight loss program. It's kind of like, I don't want to hear this. And so they bring me another one, and it's like, okay, guys, I've got the reason. And what I had the same excuse I would always use when they would say, well, we want you to look at this. I'd say, well, I don't listen to anecdotal data. And they said, huh? And I said, well, you can tell me Mary lost this, and Jack lost this, and Bill
that's all
lost that.
anecdotal stuff. You need hard data. You're a scientist.
It's right. And then my response is, and some people's cancers go away by themselves, and you can't explain that either.
Right.
I want real medical data, and nobody ever had real medical data, so I didn't have to look at their programs.
Right.
Well, this company had real medical data. They had a placebo-controlled, double-blind study that showed that women lose on average of a half a pound a day.
Wow, is that even healthy?
Half a pound a day. And men lose on average 2/3 of a pound a day.
Holy mackerel.
That's a day, folks. And I thought, whoa, well, okay, I'll get to looking at this. And I started looking at it, and I got involved with the company, and I've been working with them now for 18 months. And I can tell you, in my small circle, I've got at least a half a dozen people who have lost over 100 pounds.
Dr. J, we've got to run off to the local weather right now. Maybe on the other side of this break, you can show me how that works.
Sure.
And maybe we could talk about some of the products that you've got.
Okay.
And we'll be right back after your local weather, brought to you by the West Pittman Law Firm. westpittmanlawfirm.com. Welcome back to the show. I'm here with Dr. John Netterville and Emily Carvalho. And the program is called what again?
Slenderize.
Slenderize. Now, we talked about beforehand that you had lost some awesome weight in a very short period of time.
Yes, sir.
And You going to tell me how all that works?
Yeah, it works. You know, when they, as I mentioned to you, people bringing me another weight loss program, I had to have real data.
Yeah.
And when we had the medical program, I saw the data that people really lost weight, and I wanted to investigate, how does this really work? Well, it really works in 3 different ways. First way, there are lots of programs out there that will decrease your appetite.
Sure.
I experienced it more as a decrease in my cravings rather than a decrease in appetite. And I'm a carb addict. Boy, if you show me a bagel or a biscuit or a pasta, I'm there, folks. But in this case, it relieved that cravings. The second thing it does is it actually increases your metabolism. When you, over time, decrease your calories, your body senses that decrease in calories and drops your metabolic rate to match what you're eating. You hear about people saying, I lost 10 pounds and then I couldn't lose anymore. It's because the body says, oh, no, you don't. I'm going to preserve myself. This stuff actually causes that metabolic rate to go up. And the difference here is the higher that gap, the faster the weight comes off. The third thing this does that I had never heard before was it removes toxins. Our bodies were evolved over time to excrete all the natural toxins that are in our normal environment. If I get too much salt, I can sweat it out. If I get too much nitrogen, I can void it out. If I get a bee sting, I can metabolize it. But if I get too much lead, I'm stuck with it. If I get too much mercury, it stays in my system. And what the body does with it is, since it can't get rid of it, it puts all those toxins in the fat that's right around our middle. Pardon my drawing, I'm not an artist. But it puts all these toxins.
I don't know, that profile looks a little familiar.
Puts all these toxins right here in this visceral fat in order to keep it away from our organs where it's doing damage. Well, what this stuff does as it goes through your system, it creates essentially a giant sucking sound as it's sucking these toxins out of your tissues and carrying them out of the body so that you don't get the rebound. How in the world does it do that? Well, this chemical has got a matrix, kind of like a beehive, and all these have little negative charges in them, and the toxins all have positive charges. And you know, like magnets, positives go to negatives, so in it goes, in it goes, in it goes, and it's an irreversible binding. And where before you were collecting that lead and you were keeping it the rest of your life, now you're literally eliminating it from the body.
And shrinking those fat cells in the process.
And in the process, you know, the body, it causes the release of this visceral fat first. And so when you release the visceral fat, what's coming out with it? The toxins are coming out with it. You're poisoning yourself.
So not only are you shrinking the fat cells, you're getting rid of the bad stuff that you've accumulated that you can't metabolize.
That's right.
So it helps it metabolize.
And it keeps you from rebounding as much.
And what are we talking about, Emily? Are these drops or
They are. They're homeopathic drops that you take, and they're over there on the table. You take the drop, 2 dropperfuls. One has B12 in it, which helps with the metabolic rate, and the other one is called Slender. And you take them both.
Do you just take it orally? Do you put it in a drink?
Underneath your tongue.
Underneath your tongue. And
10 seconds, 10 minutes before you eat, 3 times a day. And you take the Restorex at night, which has like a cellulite and charcoal in it that actually absorbs the toxins and flushes them out, so they work synergistically together.
In the 10 seconds we have left, you've had some success. May I ask how much weight you've lost?
Yes, I've lost an inch off my hips, which for girls, excuse me, 14 and a half pounds, and a little right around 4.5 weeks.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is that healthy, Doc?
Well, you know, with getting rid of the toxins, it is. And here I am at 62 years old wearing pants that are smaller than I wore in high school.
I'm just the opposite. We're so out of time, it's not funny, but if we wanted to learn more about this, where could we go?
SlenderJourney.com / my name, Emily Carvalho, Carvallo.
SlenderJourney.com. Thank you so much for coming on the show, and you're welcome back anytime. And we'll be right back after your Mad Hatter Minute.
Hi, this is David Lovett, and this is your Mad Hatter Minute. There are 3 things that may make your car run: fuel, fire, and air. Today, we're going to be talking about the air and the air intake system. Early automobile intake systems were very simple air filters connected directly to the carburetors. A modern automobile intake system has 3 parts. It has the air filter, the mass airflow sensor, and it has the throttle body. Air enters the engine through a snorkel tube located just inside the hood. The raw, cold air comes in contact first with the air filter. A particulate air filter is a device created of fibrous materials that removes the dust, debris, pollen, and bacteria from the air before moving into the engine. The filter air then continues through the snorkel tube to where it reaches the mass airflow sensor, or commonly known as the MAF sensor, M-A-F sensor. Mass airflow information is then transferred digitally to the electronic control unit, or the brain of the vehicle, for which it tells how much air is entering the vehicle and how much fuel should be distributed in connection with the entry of the air. The throttle body controls the amount of air being distributed back into the engine. Whereas the mass airflow sensor measures the air, the throttle body actually controls the air. This in turn controls the amount of fuel ratio to be delivered back into the engine. And keeping a clean air filter, keeping a clean throttle body creates better running vehicles. I'm David Lovett, and this has been your Mad Hatter Minute.
Hey folks, this is Joshua Brown with Mad Hatter on 23rd Street. Is your check engine light on? If it is, text MADHAT28, that's MADHAT28, to 24247, and we'll check it for free.
Welcome back to the show. I'm here with Dr. Ronald Johnston from Advanced Dermatology and Skincare Center. Welcome back to the show, Doc.
Glad to be here.
You know, one thing that I've noticed, the popularity of tattoos has increased exponentially since I was a young guy. And not just guys, but a lot of gals are getting tattoos as well. Some of them have buyer's remorse, and they wind up in your office and say, hey, what can you do about this? What can you do about it?
Well, basically, we've got the one of the latest lasers called the PicoSure Tattoo Laser Removal System, and it's the latest and greatest as far as it's able to take the laser off in fewer treatments. It's still uncomfortable, but like you said, there's a lot of people out there who either don't like their tattoos anymore, they just don't look as good anymore, or they want to get different tattoos, so we'll laser the tattoo off so they can get a different one.
What'd you call that? Laser PicoSure? Is that what you call it?
PicoSure, that's just the name of the
that's a brand
company,
name?
brand name, but what it happens is it's based on the fact that it uses picosecond technology, which is a time period, which is a very short time period, so it's able to put the energy into the ink and explode it apart in a very short time period. You're talking nanosecond, and picosecond is even shorter than a nanosecond.
So explain to me what I know what a tattoo is, but I'm not sure I know how they work. They inject a little bit of ink just under your skin. Is it under your skin or in your skin?
It's right in the skin. A good tattoo artist is going to put the ink basically right below the epidermis, right in the upper part of the dermis, which is the deeper part of the skin, and put it at a nice even level. And a good tattoo artist is able to put it there, as opposed to maybe a more inexperienced tattoo artist is going to put it at varying depths and things like that, where you get sort of a different shading or a different appearance of it. And so he just plops all that ink in there, and that ink just stays there, and it's too large of a molecule for the body to take away, so it just lets it sit there.
It just stays there. Now, tattoos fade naturally over time, don't they? And people go in to get them tuned up, don't they?
They can. Your skin changes over time, and so that changes the tattoo a little bit, and your body may take a little bit of it away over time. And that's really how the tattoo laser system works, we put the energy into the tattoo and explode it apart into little droplets. Those little droplets, then the body comes in over the following weeks to months and actually takes away. So it's not actually the laser doing all the work and exploding the tattoo and removing it. It's actually the tattoo just setting the tattoo ink up so that the body can come in and take it away like a foreign body.
And what happens to all those ink molecules? They take it away as a foreign body and it gets metabolized somehow? Is it just internally? Does it stain your innards, or what
no, it just
ink?
takes it away. It just excretes
it
breaks it down, and then just sort of excretes it either through the urine or something like that, or gets rid of it like it does for most little particles or things like that, because you're talking extremely tiny little particles that it's just going to get rid of in one way or the other.
Now, how many times do you have to go in for a laser treatment? Is it something you have to, every so often go back to get a tattoo removed, or can you do it in one sitting, or how's that all work?
No, it's not going to take one sitting. Usually it's going to take, with our PicoSure tattoo system, it's going to take 4 to 6 treatments is a good average, where in the old days with the older systems, which is the other lasers, it took anywhere from 10 to 12 treatments, if not more, to get rid of a tattoo. And you're usually doing those about once a month, maybe once every 6 weeks.
So you have to give your skin a chance to kind of recover from the treatment and for the ink to disperse a little bit and the body to do its thing.
Correct. You got to give the body
Yeah.
a chance to come in with its troops and take away the ink
Yeah.
and get the job done. So you want to give the body a chance before you hit it again, and all you're doing is exploding that ink apart more and more so that the body can take it away.
How popular a procedure is that? Are a lot of people going there? Are you busy?
Very popular. The Picoture tattoo is probably our busiest laser as far as people coming in and wanting to get it done for various reasons. There's always some good stories with why they want to get it taken off, or a name that they no longer want on their body, or whatever the case may be.
That's always a mistake, people. Never put the boyfriend's or girlfriend's name on you. You just never know.
That's right.
Yeah, so people have buyer's remorse on it, and they service people too. The standards change over time, where you can have tattoos and how big they can be and things like that.
Yes, we've seen a number of military personnel who have to come in and either the tattoos in an area either shown where they can't have it, or it's maybe something that's not politically correct that maybe was a good idea years ago or in high school, but that they can't have for the military.
Yeah, and that's one thing about a tattoo. You really do have them forever, but not necessarily so if they come and visit you at Advanced Dermatology and Skincare Center.
Absolutely. We'll take care of it.
Dr. Ron Johnston, thanks so much for coming on the show and getting us smart on how to get rid of those tattoos if you don't like them anymore. And we'll be right back after these messages. Welcome back to the show. I'm here at Elliott Vocal Studios and Talent Agency, and I'm here with Cy Cassiano. Cy, thanks so much for coming on the show.
You're welcome.
Well, hey, Cy, I've heard you sing before. You got a big voice for a small guy.
Thank you.
What are you going to sing for us today?
I will be singing It Will Rain by Bruno Mars.
Love Bruno Mars. Well, I'm going to get out of your way, and we're going to have Cy Cassiano sing It Will Rain by Bruno Mars.
If you ever leave me, baby, leave some aspirin at my door, 'cause it will take a whole lot of medication to realize what we used to have. We don't have it anymore. There's no religion that could save me. No matter how long my knees are on the floor. Oh, so keep in mind all the sacrifices I'm making to keep you by my side, to keep you from walking out the door. 'Cause there will be no sunlight if I lose you, baby, and there will be no clear skies if I lose you, baby. And just like the clouds, my eyes will do the same if you walk away. Every day it will rain, rain, rain. I'll never be your mother's favorite. Your daddy can't even look me in the eye. Ooh, if I was in their shoes, I'd be doing the same thing. And there goes my little girl, troublesome guy, but they're just afraid of something they can't understand. Ooh, well, little darling, watch me change their minds. Yeah, for you I'll try, I'll try, I'll try, I'll try. I'll pick up these broken pieces till I'm bleeding, and that'll make it right. 'Cause there'll be no sunlight if I lose you, baby, and there'll be no clear skies if I lose you, baby. And just like the clouds, my eyes will do the same if you walk away. Every day